Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grafton Minute by Minute, the December edition. I'm Bob DeToma. Merry Christmas. This episode, it's all Christmas all the time, so let's get started. Here's Rick Schultz with some information on his coverage of recent Grafton events.
On November 23rd, we went down to the Grafton Fish and Game Club to the annual turkey shoot that was put on by the Grafton Masons here in town. It was a great time. People got to shoot at paper targets and hopefully win a turkey, and it was really fun. Then on December 8th, during the Grafton Celebrates the Holidays, I went down to the petting zoo that was beside Pepperoni Express, and if you've ever had your kid ride a camel, that was the place to do it. They had camels, they had pony rides, they had a petting zoo with llamas and alpacas and goats, and it was a great time for the kids. And then up at the community barn, I went up for the horse-drawn carriage rides. Another great time. Went inside, they were making kid crafts inside. Outside, you could roast marshmallows over an open fire and have a s'more. Great time for everybody that day. Take a look at this. We'll be back.
Okay. Ready on the right? Ready on the left? Make ready on the firing line. You may fire when ready.
Oh, wait. Yeah, get the thumb out of the way.
With thumb.
There you go.
Please, how do I
I
fire?
just had that feeling.
That's it?
That's
Get the
fine.
side picture before you put your finger on the trigger. Hold the fingertip.
That was only 4.
You only fired 4?
I think I only fired 4.
Where'd the other one go?
Nice count. I'm not sure. I guess I got to see how close I got my target.
Well, they seem to be in the middle, so.
I don't know if I got 5.
Is the line ready?
Sure.
Line is ready. Ready on the right? Ready on the left? Ready on the firing line. Commence firing.
If I could talk to the animals, just imagine it, chatting with a chimpanzee.
Imagine talking to a tiger,
Chatting with a cheetah, what a neat achievement it would be.
if we could talk to the animals, learn their languages, maybe take an animal degree.
I'd study elephant and eagle,
Buffalo and beagle,
alligator
guinea pig,
and flea.
I would converse in polar bear and python,
And I would curse in fluent kangaroo.
if people ask me, can you speak rhinoceros?
I'd say, of course, can't you?
If I conferred with our furry friends,
Man to animal, think of the amazing repartee. If I could walk with the animals, talk with the animals, grunt and squeak and squawk with the animals, and they could talk to me. If I consulted with quadrupeds, think what fun we'd have asking over crocodiles for tea.
or maybe lunch with 2 or 3 lions.
Walruses and sea lions, what a lovely place the world would be.
If I spoke slang to orangutans, the advantages any fool on earth can plainly see.
Discussing Eastern art and drama,
With intellectual llamas,
that's a big step forward, you'll agree. I learned to speak in antelope and turtle. My Pekingese would be extremely good.
if I were asked to sing
I'd say why-not-a-mus. And would.
If I could parley with pachyderms,
It's a fairy tale worthy of Hans Andersen or Grimm. A man who walks with the animals, talks with the animals, grunts and squeaks and squawks with the animals, and they could talk to him.
Games on my iPad, though.
You get you pretty good there.
Yeah, I felt it in my hand. Oh, I know.
That's a nice camera you got there, huh?
Yeah, that's the JVC.
All right, so all this stuff that goes along about us. All right, so all the stuff right.
As part of Grafton Celebrates the Holidays, there's music and celebration throughout town. Here's Bill Robidoux with more information on a concert and a very important Christmas tree lighting.
One of the great traditions of Grafton Celebrates the Holiday is when the Apple Tree Arts Community Chorus comes together up at the church with new conductor, Mr. Chuck Brown. And they put on what they called really celebrates around the world. Music from all sections of the planet. Beautiful time. I would like to let people know that GCTV's own James Gallagher had a segment in that, which you can catch the full version of it. Just check your local listings. Also, I had to run with the camera because you could hear the fire truck going. People are screaming. The comment was intense. My camera's up like this. Here came Santa Claus right up the hill and waving away. The lights went on the tree. It was pandemonium. It was beautiful. And yes, you know, the holidays officially began in Grafton when old St. Nick came up that road on that fire truck. And we captured that too.
I want to be Santa when I
It is, because everybody's going to want to.
Well, Santa Claus arriving on a fire truck is the perfect segue to our next segment. Our guest for this program, in studio, with an exclusive interview, is coming up next. And I'm pretty sure you'll know who it is just by looking at him. And here he is. Hello, everyone, and as you can see, we have a special guest in the studio this evening, a man who requires very little introduction. I would dare say no introduction. Sir, would you address yourself to the audience at home?
Yes, I'm Barack Obama. a little seasonal humor.
Now, Santa, dare I say that you might confuse a population of children and ruin the holiday by making jokes like that?
No. Santa's always got a little story. He's always got a little joke. And you never seemed to mind before, Bobby. I remember you always sending me notes and letters, and you were really kind of an amusing little one yourself.
Well, I am known throughout the family as the jokester. So.
Oh, that's it.
But enough about me. The reason why we have you here in studio today is to find out what Santa's life is like after the holidays.
Well, you know, it's funny that you should ask, because there's so much that's tied up with the whole Christmas delivery. People want to know how I deliver, how do I keep records, how do I organize all of this in one night. So, for the most part, the off times, the other 364 days, is a lot of it spent in planning and organization, but mostly it's having fun.
Well, let me start right at the beginning of the calendar year. So, Christmas comes and goes, and the very next holiday we all celebrate is New Year's Day.
Mm-hmm.
So take us through a typical New Year's Day for Santa Claus.
Well, it's probably no different than what you do at home. Santa has 3 televisions in the North Pole. Of course, I have cable, and I spend a lot of time watching football. I enjoy football, especially on New Year's Day. So Mrs. Claus and I, we have a nice meal together. She makes a wonderful New Year's Day meal. And we share that time together with the elves, because the elves who work so hard all year long, they deserve a break, you know. So what we do is we have a New Year's Day celebration, and we eat, we watch television, like I say, football. Not all of the elves like football, by the way. A lot of them like some of the old movies. Some of these that, in some of the old TV shows, I understand that you have a show on Grafton Community Television about classic television too, and we enjoy watching that. So it's really a time of rest on New Year's Day.
Would you estimate how many elves you have in your employ?
Oh boy, well, there's the numbers change, but there's somewhere between 8 and 1,200. That are working on any given day, and we have some that have some time off, and then they come in, and they're really on a part-time schedule. But there's a goodly number, I'll tell you that right now.
What are the pitfalls of working with elves?
Well, you got to watch your step, as you can imagine, because you talk about being underfoot, and it's not that they do it intentionally, except for Mickey. Mickey's always trying to trip Santa. He's getting cold, but you got to watch out, and you got to have them back off of it, because they work so hard. They love their work, and they enjoy working. And you got to tell them it's time to go home, and it's time to rest, and it's time to recharge your batteries. But they're always working so hard.
Do the elves live with you year-round, or do they have their own homes?
Well, we have a community, and they're in the community. I live in the same neighborhood with the elves. I'm certainly no different than them. maybe a little heavier. But we're in the same village, if you will.
So, what do the elves do in their downtime?
Well, you know, they spend a lot of time working with their own families, and you know, there's homework to be checked, and there's games to be played with their family, and there's times that they like to spend on their own as well. So it's no different than any other large family.
I see. So once the month of January has passed and we go into February and maybe looking at the earliest parts of spring through March, take us through some of the preparations that you work through.
Well, as I'm sure you know, we're always tuning in to make sure that we've got a complete list of the good little boys and girls, and it's a year-round event. We don't just check in December. We're watching all year long. And we have a lot of different ways that we're able to keep track on who's helping at home, who's doing their homework, who's having like good things to eat, eating their vegetables, and helping with mom and dad around the house. So it's a year-long event that we try to keep up to date with.
Have you implemented any new technologies in your tracking of the good and the bad?
Well, there's always new technologies available. Elf on the Shelf has been a big help to us this past couple of years, and we do get some feedback from them. But also, you know, we hear from Mommy and Daddy, and we get some reports, and we try to keep up to date, and we try to get out as much as we can as well. So.
But you haven't implemented the use of computers or
we've been
laptops or.
No, we've been using computers for some time now. But see, ours is a different type of what you would call computer system. We have you refer to it as virtual reality. We refer to it as actual reality. And what we're able to do is we're able to take advantage of technology that the elves have developed that helps us stay up to date on our lists of good and bad little boys and girls, and also getting requests as to who needs different things. It's not a question of wants and desires. We like to spend a lot of time figuring out who needs things, and that's the way we try to go.
So, do you have hobbies that keep you occupied in your downtime?
Well, I'll tell you is that the making of the toys, it's every hobby that I've ever wanted to do. Being able to work with different tools and different patterns, keeping up with the different technologies and things like that. It's a labor of love. It truly is. It's a wonderful thing. Now, how about you, Bobby? I understand you're still doing a lot of good things in your family. So you think I should be stopping in at your house too?
Well, I certainly hope you will stop by.
I've never missed you, have I?
No, you haven't.
No, all right.
You've been there through the good and the bad times.
Well, we try to make the best of whatever we can do.
That's true. Santa, do you go on vacation?
Oh, yes, yes.
Where's your favorite spot?
Mrs. Claus and I like spending a lot of time, well, it's hard to say a favorite spot. We love being home. We have such a lovely home life. But I like being able to visit the mountains. I like to be able to visit the seashore. And there's so many people, you know, and there's sometimes, too, that after the holidays, I try to trim up a bit. Because I want to be able to go out with Mrs. Claus and not have everybody, you know, pointing and recognizing, you know. So I try to clean up a little bit and try to fit in, you know.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was curious how you travel about on vacation and deal with the celebrity and fame that comes with the title of being Santa.
Well, we try to avoid it because there's so many people that are in different parts of the world that are doing so many wonderful things. And the last thing that Santa wants to do is to upstage anyone. So we want to let people really kind of come into their own goodness and let other people see that without our stealing thunder, if you will.
I see. So can you walk us through the care and well-being of the reindeer?
Well, you know, caring for the reindeer, again, a labor of love. You have to make sure they're eating well. You have to make sure they exercise. And we do have a staff of veterinarians that kind of look over our shoulder. And I say that because, in truth, we're really looking over their shoulders. And I'm sure that Deanna and Blitzen and the others don't want Santa diagnosing them, if you know what I mean. But the important thing with the reindeer is keeping them in good shape, because, as you know, we have an incredible task on Christmas Eve to be able to travel the globe as we do. And everyone is trying to give Santa the credit for, you know, oh, you're visiting all these places, you're doing all these things. But Rudy and the 8, they're the ones that are pulling the load. They're the ones that are doing the real hard work. So we have to make sure that they're healthy and they're happy. So we keep an eye on that as well.
So how do you keep the reindeer in shape through the summer months?
Well, we do a lot of reindeer races. Each year we have what we call the Reindeer Rally, and they train for it. And there are 3 different tasks that they do: the strength task, the flying task, and the running task. And they train on their own to try to make sure that they're in the best shape. And we have a contest that comes up in September, just after Labor Day. And it really works out well, because in training those months during the summer and then the early fall, they're able to really kind of reach their peak, so that they're able to keep that stamina when it comes to reaching December.
How old is your sleigh?
Oh, well, I'll be honest with you. I've had 4 different sleighs, and over the years, just the weight of the different presents that we have to bring out with us, and there's secrets, I guess, as to how we load the sleigh, how we maintain the sleigh, and over the years, we've developed different ways to be able to make the rounds in a more efficient way. So I've had 4 sleighs. The sleigh that I'll be using this year, I've been using for 10 years now, and it's just wonderful. Christmas is a time that everyone knows that Santa's watching. But what I want to remind, especially the boys and girls in town, is that Santa's watching all of the time. And the whole story, you know, when we sing the songs that he knows if you've been bad or good, that's true. It's true. I have a lot of people communicating with me, and I have a lot of observations that I make on my own. So, boys and girls, help one another. Help around the house. Do your little part to try to bring joy into your household. And if you do that, I'll be at your house on Christmas Eve.
Well, thank you very much, Santa, and Merry Christmas to you and Mrs. Claus.
Thank you, Bobby, and we'll see you soon.
Would you like to do a station promo?
For the entire Grafton Community Television Network, this is Santa wishing you all a very, very Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year.
Well done, Santa. Thank you.
Be well, Bobby. Thanks again. So long, everyone. I'll see you soon.
And that wraps up the December edition of Grafton Minute by Minute. For all of us here at Grafton Community Television, we'd like to wish you
Merry Christmas.
We'll see you in January.
Did you jingle? Oh, I hear him! I hear him!
And that wraps up the December edition of Grafton Minute by Minute. For all of us here at Grafton Community Television, we'd like to wish you
Happy New Year!
Merry Christmas. What? No, Merry Christmas.
Oh.
We'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.